Okay, everybody settled?
Spread out.
Ben, congratulations. Straight sets. Your thoughts on your performance?
Yeah, I thought it was a good start, a good performance for me today. There wasn't really a category that I wasn't unhappy with. I thought I served extremely well today. Did a good job dictating play with my forehand. The best I've hit my forehand in a while, and I was 24 for 28 at the net. So can't complain with how starts go at a Grand Slam.
All right, thank you. Questions, name and affiliation, please. Matt.
Matt Futterman from The Athletic. Can you describe what your emotions and feelings were walking out on that court after everything that you did last year? Was it what you expected to feel, or extra butterflies, or no butterflies at all? Elaborate on all that.
Yeah, not really butterflies. I don't know. I haven't really been feeling butterflies lately when I walk on the court. I think that after last year, the stage doesn't get much bigger than that. So I feel used to it now, but I just felt comfortable. Used to it, felt like I've been there before, and definitely excited. I think any chance that you get to play on Arthur Ashe is a moment that you remember forever. So I added one to the books today, and just happy with how things went out there. I enjoyed it.
In the back.
Hi Ben, Dan Matthews, Daily Mail. I just wondered how special it was for you, and obviously you're close with Coco, to be 2021 first two matches on the opening day on Arthur Ashe, and just how special that is for you.
Yeah, I think it's really, really cool. Obviously, it wasn't just me. I was playing against a former champion who's ended up being his last match here at the Open. But I think it's really special, obviously. For Coco, it's for Coco. I'm not sure how she's doing right now, if she's winning or not, but hopefully she gets that one done. I think it's cool to be in that situation, being on that court. For me, it's the coolest court in tennis. I mean, I haven't played center court Wimbledon yet, but other than that, this one is on top. So kind of a dream come true being in this situation again here this year. But I don't mind playing on any of the courts here at the U.S. Open. You start me on court 10 or 12 or 16. I'm going to go out there and battle, and I think it's going to be a great atmosphere no matter what.
Dominic Thiem from The Guardian. You mentioned net play coming to the net. I think you're someone who prides yourself on having variety and not just being a big hitter. I'm curious, where did that variety in your game come from? When you were younger, how did you start to play in that way and not just look to attack from the baseline?
Yeah, so when my dad played, that'd be the 80s and 90s. He was serve and volleying, first serve and second serve every point. But the courts were much faster back then. They had carpet surfaces, rebound ace, more grass courts. So he serve and volleyed first serve, second serve every point. And if I'm not mixing in serve and volley, he's kind of asking, why you're not mixing it in. So I try to mix in as much as possible. I think with the way that I serve, it's a good way to change the rhythm and mix up the points, how the other guy feels. I also think that, if you watch today's game, there's so many baseline battles, and you just see the guys ripping from the baseline. Everybody, forehand and backhand, hits the ball unbelievable. So to just go toe-to-toe with those guys every single point seems kind of difficult. And I think that coming into net and being a great net player is a way that, you can make things easier on yourself, shorten points. And if you can win points consistently within 3 or 4 shots, especially at a Grand Slam where you're playing 5 sets, it helps a lot. Being able to, hold serve more quickly, not playing long, grueling rallies, and then, the other guy has to play longer rallies when he's serving. I think it's an advantage.
Howard.
Hi, Ben. Apologies, I walked in a minute late, so if you addressed this already, ignore this. But I'm wondering what you know about Dominic Thiem. Do you remember watching him win here or other Grand Slam finals he played in, and what sort of your thoughts are on him as a player? And then separately, I just wanted to ask if you noticed the extra movement that's now allowed during games, even in the upper deck, and if that distracted you at all, or you saw any of that during the match.
Yeah. Well, first on Dami, yeah, I 100% watched his final here in 2020. Crazy comeback. I think Zverev served for it, maybe the fourth set, something like that. Yeah, match point, and yeah, so that was an insane comeback. And then was it 2 French Open finals or 3?
One in Australia, and 2, I think.
Yeah, so I saw the ones in Australia, or sorry, in French Open. There was one year, I think he played Nadal in the final, but he was playing crazy that year. Yeah, that was special to watch as well. And yeah, obviously I've been out here a couple years now, and he's kind of been in and out, playing tournaments and not playing tournaments. So you hate to see a guy like that, such a nice guy, great player, go through the injuries and deal with all that he's dealt with. But I think if I learn anything from him, it's that, you know, this is a game that's unforgiving. Things can change quick. You could be at the top of the game, and your body doesn't hold up, or some freak accident happens. Injuries happen all the time. So tennis isn't forever. And I think that's one thing to learn and take away. Obviously, he still had a career that a lot of people dream about. But yeah, things can change quickly. So I'll definitely be, you know, grateful for every moment that I have playing out here.
And there was a second question about the fan movement.
Oh yeah, sorry, bro. I noticed it, but once the point starts, I don't notice it. I guess, you know, with college tennis, I've played, you know, this UTS tour as well. There's a lot of situations where I've been in that's, you know, a lot crazier than a couple people walking with drinks back to their seat. Honey deuces. But but yeah, I don't really mind it. I'm sure that some players are going to be annoyed with it this week and maybe stop playing or hold up as long as they can. But yeah, I don't really care.
Hi Ben, Antoine Bruno from L'Equipe France. I would like to have your opinion as a young American player. Why people just love Coco Gauff so much? It's about personality, game, a mix. What can you say?
I mean, I think first of all, the name is Coco, right? It's something that sticks in your mind. I mean, shout out to Corey and Candy Gauff, because that's, you know, I think the name is half of it. It's just it's a name that you remember. And then, yeah, she's charismatic, such a great athlete, has so many qualities out there on the court that, you know, resemble a male player. The way that she moves, the way that she can defend, you see something from her that's special and different. And then obviously she plays with a lot of passion. You can tell that she cares out there. She's into it every time that she's on the court, and I think that's something that the people love.
Richard.
And I was just thinking about confidence, and I wondered, it comes from different places for different players, and I wonder for you, does it happen in match play? Do you get it from the practice court? Do you get it from people in the team around you pumping you up? Where do you get your confidence from?
Yeah, for me, it's a combination. My team is very honest. They don't sugarcoat things with me, so I know that if my dad tells me I have something locked in, I'm pretty locked in on it. And if my strength coach tells me that I'm moving well and I look really good moving out of the corners, then I'm probably moving really well out of the corners. So from Washington, D.C. to now, I felt that everything has gotten a little bit better each day. And I thought I played well in Cincinnati, and I thought that, you know, out here today I was playing even better. I feel pretty fine-tuned with the little things on the court right now, and I've gotten a lot of match play, which coming into this tournament last year, I had little to no confidence, hardly any match wins. So feels a little different being here this year. I just feel a little more at peace with my game, and I feel like I know my identity out there on the court.
All right, last two questions right here, and then Cindy, you'll have the last question. Right.
Global. Well played today, Ben. I thought, like, you look quite shredded. Like, I'm just wondering if you've done any, like, extra work, like, in these last few months. Like,
Thanks, my boy.
like, yeah, you look different. Like, is that something you've been working on recently?
Yeah, I think that I'm always continuing to work on my body. I think from last year to now, or the last 8 months, I'm definitely down a few pounds. I don't know exactly how much, if it's 5, if it's 8. I think, when you think about longevity out here on tour, carrying around a lot of weight can be a negative. Obviously, a positive with, power. But I think that the areas of my game that I've improved in the last 8 months is my movement, my flexibility, how I'm recovering in between matches. I just feel like a little bit better athlete. And I don't know if that's because I'm a few pounds lighter or it's just a byproduct of the work that I've done.
Cindy, last question. You follow shredded. Okay.
I didn't even know what he meant. And it's Cindy Schmirler from the New York Times. One of the things that Domi said was that last year, when he was going through the injury, he said part of that came from when he won the U.S. Open, he lost motivation. And he actually said that attributed to his injury, he felt. Can you see that ever happening, and what do you do to guard against it?
I think you never know until you're in the situation. I haven't won a Grand Slam. But yeah, it's a tough sport that we play when you look at the calendar, how many weeks that you need to play a year to keep up with the field. I think that it used to be a lot of guys played 16 weeks, 18 weeks. Now the tour average is probably like 25, 26, even for guys who are in the top 15. So I think that's something that's changed and probably made it a little bit more difficult. For sure, I could say for myself, no, I never see that happening to me, but you never know until you're in that situation. So I don't think I could really speak on that yet or right now.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ben.